two booths that are there at the HP counter. It is my pleasure now to invite on the dais Mr. Rajiv Srivastava, Managing Director, HP India, to deliver his address titled Transforming and Creating Customer-Centric Digital Strategies. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly put your hands together for Mr. Rajiv Srivastava.
All right. Good evening. Look, I know this evening has been very fascinating so far. It's covered so many different topics, and the Honorable Minister was very gracious in delivering his opening lecture and really opening up a huge amount of possibilities, if I may say, for the companies and for just the landscape in general. But one thing you can take away from the evening today is there seems like a ton of opportunities right now in India. It's just probably the best time to be in India when the business environment seems like so supportive, there is all-round growth, and growth where India continues to be the top of the emerging market or top of the market, large economies from a growth perspective, almost literally the only beacon of light in the world right now, so if I can say that. And that's a great position to be in, and just so many positives for India right now. And yesterday's news was very encouraging that we moved up 16 notches on the index of competitiveness, which is a great story because the moment you become competitive, it's a great story. Yeah. The moment you become competitive, you can do so much more with the rest of the world. But look, you can almost sense that there is so much of change that is taking place right now across the world. And change will happen whether any of us decides to pursue the change or not. It is imperative, it is bound to happen. The rate of success or failure, whichever way you look at it, of organizations today is accelerated. It is faster than ever before. There are companies who've done extremely well in a very short time. Tesla was mentioned just a little while ago. Google, our own companies like Flipkart and Paytm, Facebook, Twitter, all those companies have done exceedingly well. But some have not done well, and the rate of fall also has been very accelerated. Companies like Nokia, for instance, or Facebook, or companies like Kodak, who didn't embrace. Now, you can almost draw a parallel between what constitutes success here. And you will find that modern enterprises today will succeed. They will succeed when they adapt to what's going on in industry. They adapt to industry changes, they adapt to marketplace changes, and then integrate new technology into almost their culture and in the way of doing business, in business practices and business processes. And sometimes the word of digital transformation can get very confusing, can get very loud, very big, but at a very base level, it's just about bringing together two things: the power of technology that is changing at a very rapid pace, and then integrating it together with a culture that embraces change. And I thought Karan Johar put it extremely well when he said, look, we've got to move on the digital journey, but we can't leave our emotions. And that's the cultural, emotional ethos connect that we've got as a nation. We are a nation which has got tons of people connectivity, and huge amount of emotions. We can't leave that no matter what happens. So if you embrace the power of technology with the cultural ethos that is changing right now, that really enables you to be on the head of the curve. So I'm going to talk to you about 2 or 3 very simple things today. One, I'm going to talk to you about how India is transforming, and there are some real macroeconomic parameters which I've gathered from my meetings with the finance minister and the minister of IT and a whole bunch of other ministries in Delhi. We also want to talk to you a bit about how digital is going to impact each one of us. When I talk about a customer-centric organization, how is digital going to impact each one of us as individuals and as companies, as organizations? And then what roadmap we as organizations can have for taking that in the future. So just these 3 pretty simple things. Let me share this with you. India is really transforming at a very fast pace. And in a very little short time of the next 6 to 7 years, we should become the 3rd largest economy in the world. We should be almost about 6% of global trade. We are 3 right now. And we should be 70% of our population would be middle class. Now that's an opportunity because middle class has got the buying power, it has got the power of transformation, it has got the power of taking India into the next generation. So clearly we are an aspirational nation, young nation, desire to grow, but these economic parameters seem like very strong, very imperative for us here. And look at your organizations themselves. I'm sure all of your organizations today must be wanting to go global. And that global going means increased competitiveness. It just means that if you see the chart on the left-hand side, you would find it's a lot of consumer-related metrics, which means consumerism is on the rise in the country. It also means that the complexity of daily life is going up. And all of it, when you take a look at this, you'll find that all of it is forcing people to adopt a digital life. This is, there are younger millennial workforce. There is a much more requirement of creating a trendy, novel, modern, vibrant workplace and flexibility to this young millennial workforce to work my place, my time. No longer the concept of anywhere, anytime. It is about giving the flexibility to the younger generation to work my place, my time. And this really is the concept of one life that is evolving now, where you'll find that the divide between a professional life and a personal life has almost got blurred. It doesn't exist anymore. And that's the one life thing that we're talking about. And it has an implication on companies like ours. It has an implication on every single company represented over here. Because when you design your products, when you design your processes, make sure you are mindful of what's changing and what's going on at the back end. Now, when I do a poll of CIOs across the country and across the world, you'd find that there are a whole ton of other imperatives that CIOs are concerned about, but digital business really finds a place which is right up there. It is bound to impact every single aspect of business. So while it's in no order of priority right now, but digital business really finds a place in the minds of, as a top CIO point of view or a top focus or a top priority. And like I said earlier, digital transformation is about power of technology and creating a culture which is enabling change. And when you measure two, you get the maximum out of it. So from an impact perspective, like I said, transforming India and then how the digital transformation is going to impact, you'd find that it will impact the way you acquire new customers. And I'll make it real for you through live examples, and we are going through some of that ourselves. On customer acquisition, on employee engagement, on how we do user experience, operational excellence, innovation. And you would find that very often a lot of studies have established a very close connection between business excellence, business outcomes, business performance, and the way user experience is getting delivered today. And if you were to put your hand up and if you were to ask a question, how many of you want more customers to be acquired? And I'm sure every single hand in the crowd will go up. Yeah. Customer acquisition is such a strategic deal. We are all strategizing to acquire more customers every moment, and it's a big deal. But look at the customers. They've become more educated. They are far more demanding, very unforgiving. Loyalties are running very thin right now. And the only way you can reach out to them and reach out to them in a consistent way is by creating a unique personalized experience. Now, all these customers are interacting with businesses through a variety of channels. And I'll give an example for HP. You know, when somebody wants to buy, any of your colleagues want to buy HP and we sell to consumers as well, often the first point of connect for us, somebody will go to our website and say, check out a product here. It doesn't end there though. They check out the product, then they go to see at a physical HP World store, which is HP franchise store. And then they walk into a multi-brand store, which is all the competitive products sitting there, and check that out as a physical store. They would come back and say, let me go and check out Flipkart or Amazon or Snapdeal or some other e-tailing site, and what they have got to offer from a product pricing technology perspective. Which means every single moment, you've got to make sure your experience of this individual consumer at every touch point he has gone to is the most differentiated, is the most elevated. And if you can keep them engaged in this entire customer cycle journey, you got a good customer and a sale and a good outcome at the end of it. If you don't, you very often lose the sale. And so it's important to make sure that that part of the whole journey is extremely well taken care of. And employee engagement I mentioned earlier. Let me just talk about a bit about innovation, because proactive innovation is the only way today in which you can really stay competitive in an evolving market. Yeah. And proactive innovation is about not fearing failure. It is about, because we all know, we create products, some products work, some don't. some business models work, some don't. But it's about testing, analyzing, assessing, doing everything in a very fast manner, almost a fail fast to succeed faster mantra, which is different from succeeding and all the time thinking great about success mantras, but fail fast to succeed fast, because the faster you can put a product which can be successful in the market, the more opportunities that you create for yourself. So I think those are elements, and you can disrupt disrupt markets from that perspective. So those are the elements that are really working strong, and we are working very hard as 4 elements on digital impact. I'm going to talk to you about what can be done, given the imperative, given the fact that that's the way the landscape is, and those are real landscape of customer changing and demanding and operational excellence being brought to bear, but just change being so imperative. What can we do about it? I'm going to talk to you about 4 solutions which can really make a very big difference to each one of us over here, every single company over here. And the first one I'm going to talk to you is about mobile digital technology. And we know for sure that you can do a lot on your mobile devices today. But mobile devices with a very specific application to a vertical like a hospital, healthcare, vertical like an education. Chauhanji mentioned about education being delivered on a tablet in a remote location, and very great example. Look, today India, I don't think, has the time and energy and effort to create a hospital, brick and mortar hospital, or a brick and mortar school across all the millions of villages that we've got across the country. Neither the money nor the time. So you will have to make sure there is a digital way of imparting quality healthcare in a cost-effective manner to the remotest villages. And we are doing that, sir, through creation of those healthcare in a box solutions and taking them to the remote locations. And similar with education. But those are just examples. But you can take healthcare, vertical after vertical, in financial services, in insurance, in domains of manufacturing, retail, service delivery outlets, Salesforce automation. You can do so much more, because what you can do is you can connect with customers. And that really is the key point over here. The workforce can be anywhere because they are mobile and they got the ability to access your data and connect with them. The customers can be anywhere. You can connect with customers through a workforce that is extremely talented and mobile, but that enables you to make some real-time customer-centric decisions here on the basis of all of this that is being given to you. So there's higher efficiency, there is higher productivity, and when you have workforce across, you can get much more talent rather than fixing them and basing them at one place. So advantages are many, and these are exciting new developments that are taking place in a very remote operational centric way. Let me talk to you a bit about transforming experiences. And this is a big one. And if I can do a show of hands, how many of you have heard of Pokemon Go as an application there? Pretty much everyone here. And I got so caught up into it, I played that game here. So here it's pretty much the highest level of virtual augmented reality that you can think of. And you are tracking Pokemons on your cell phone as an application. And once I was doing that, and I could find that my Pokemon has reached to a next beyond the boundary of my complex I live in, and I couldn't go any further. I had to lose that Pokemon. I felt very miserable about it. But that really it's a rage. And gamification is going to become the next big deal. If it's not on the agenda today, it will surely become on the agenda of people, companies very soon, because you can gamify almost every aspect of a business. You can gamify sales and marketing and finance and logistics and supply chain and create scenarios for your business to be extremely successful. What I'm going to talk to you about is, I'm going to talk to you about an immersive experience that is leading to creativity and innovation like never before. It is almost like a shift between a physical world, which is the world in which we live, and the digital world, which is the world of machines. And let me just try and make it real to you through a small video over here. Can you roll the video, please?
Surfing has a really deep tradition of shaping your own surfboard. And so I saw that need and created a place where anybody could come. Before Sprout, there wasn't really a clear way for people to come in and get their design in and out efficiently. It can be overwhelming. And with Sprout, it really allows the surfer to narrow down their design choices, whether it's a fabric texture that they want to see on the board or it's a 3D object. What are you thinking for your board?
Well, you know, I grabbed this burlap. I was thinking maybe we could use that in some way. What do you think?
Perfect. This camera button up here is going to get it ready. Hit the blue icon.
Can we scan these directly right in?
Yes, just go ahead and arrange them on the screen there. Alright, let's get that clear. And so now we got a bunch of elements we can play with.
Yeah, let's bring the burlap in as a base.
So you're just going to swipe it right on in. So we'll go ahead and size it down so we can work with it. And the first thing we'll do is crop it. How's that look?
Yeah, looks great. I was liking that green we were looking at earlier, maybe.
Okay. Let's move this one down. Move the green over. So there it is.
Cool, I like that. Can I cut a shape out?
You can really create whatever shape you wanted for your inlet. Alright, that looks real good. Let's go ahead and save this and then we'll do the leaf concept that you had, alright?
Cool.
Save as project. Cool, man. So here you're on the second concept. Just swipe down the leaves that you want to incorporate.
How about something like this and send the burlap behind it?
Yep. So just same thing, move the burlap over and then push send to back. Perfect.
Awesome.
And you can resize the burlap if you want the full board in there.
I have one more idea that I was thinking about. You think we could try that?
Yeah.
You swipe it down.
Swipe it down. Oh, it's super cool.
Yeah.
You can crop that and then maybe shrink it down there. Then hit the blue check mark when you're ready. Perfect. All right, so here's our three choices.
I really love this one.
Okay, let's get to it. Sprout has really allowed us to grow our business because now we're able to offer so much more on the design and creative aspects. People kind of go crazy with ideas when you give them that opportunity to really start with a blank slate and just build whatever they want. It really engages the customer. They feel like they're taking more of a part in the design and the finished product at the end of the day.
No, you can see the power of this. You can take an object, a physical object, convert it into digital. If you don't like the design of this one, the digital one allows you to manipulate the design and change it to your expectations and requirement, and then use that digital imagery to produce it somewhere. And you can almost do to satisfy the evolving needs of every single consumer or a customer. And how cool is that for customer experience? Because if you say what we said in digital transformation is about creating the best consumer and the customer experience, and this really allows you to be at the highest level. Let me move on to the third pillar of digital. And so this is almost like imagination towards a life continuum in that sense here. Let me talk to you a bit about a lot of people have mentioned, Mr. Chauhan mentioned earlier, and Ms. Archana also mentioned earlier about the 3D manufacturing. Government has a very strong and a very huge manufacturing process, very strong drive towards the Make in India. We're extremely committed to it. But I'm going to talk to you about a very democratized, very distributed manufacturing, which will, in my opinion, is bound to disrupt the 12 trillion manufacturing industry in the world. It is not about the printer market size. Printer market size may be 5 billion or 6 billion or half of 10 billion. That's the range of printer market size in that 3D printing capacity. But the manufacturing industry per se, and a lot of you come from manufacturing companies, I know that manufacturing industry is more than 12 trillion across the world. And this product has got a capacity of disrupting the 12 trillion manufacturing industry. And I'm going to show you a very, very simple video so that just to nail the concept so that you can get it as what you're going to talk about. And you can you show the video, please? Just one, a very small 1-minute video.
HP has been on a mission to disrupt the process of innovation and advance the state of the art of 3D printing. By bringing HP's proven expertise in digitization technology to the design and manufacturing industry within reach of everyone. HP is engaging the most brilliant minds through an open innovation platform, so developers, creators, makers, and designers can all realize their full potential. With our 3D printing technology and your vision, together, we can launch the next industrial revolution.
So it's all about launching the next industrial revolution. And I was at the University of Monash in Australia a couple of months ago, and I saw a live jet engine being made on a 3D printed, and printing is a misnomer actually, it's a 3D manufactured machine. A normal jet engine takes 7 months to manufacture. This one on a 3D was done in 7 weeks. You can imagine the disruption and savings and the acceleration in innovation that this thing can cause. And so here is the big thing about India, how India can really leapfrog over here. We know the factories of the world today happen to be in countries like China, Taiwan, Korea, a lot of these companies. But all of that could change because 3D is a lot based on knowledge. It is based on the capabilities of software combined with the manufacturing capabilities. And India is a proven world leader in software. You said that 60% of the world's software gets exported out of India. So that's a great position to be in. So now when you combine our natural advantage as a country on 3D, on software, and the capabilities of 3D as a manufacturing capability, you can be the leaders in the industrial revolution for the next generation for India. And I think that's a great position for us to be in, to aspire for. Many organizations are already using it. You can see on the left, and I didn't mention Boeing over here. Boeing is also using a 3D in a very, very, very dramatic way now. All companies are using it. But the point which Ms. Chauhan mentioned about disruption of supply chain is so real. Assuming you go to a toy shop with your child and the child really likes a toy, whichever toy he or she likes. And then if there is a 3D machine, you can get it printed, manufactured then and there. Yeah. There goes away the requirement of stocking warehouses after warehouses of a product, of importing it in time, blocking your money, blocking your capital. It has a complete disruption, not only on the production, but on the business model as a whole. So it's so disruptive, it is just going to be changing the architecture of the way in which business gets conducted. And I think India has a very strong natural advantage there. So we can be the leaders to the world. So that's a great position to be in. And the last piece from my perspective is transforming workflows. And the workflow transformation is about, because there is so much of digitization has been talked about, it is almost coming together to say everything digital and everything as a service. Don't buy, use a service, and digital delivery of products, digital delivery of services is really the next avatar that we're going to see in the IT industry. So whether it is an office of the future, it is home of the future, it is digitized processes which take away the necessity of printing all the time. And I'm a printing company. We run the largest printing franchise in the world, but something that can really make it so automated and augmented that you get into digitized processes. I'm sure all of you have tons of paper documents at your homes. You've got property papers, you've got insurance documents, you got bond and share markets or whatever else you got. If you haven't digitized them, sincere advice, do that. You don't know, paper has a tendency of fading away or not staying forever. But a digitized way is a good way because at least you can retrieve it whenever you want and it's easy to manage and manipulate. But transforming workflows also has an element of making sure that the IT infrastructure in your organization is agile, it's flexible, and almost it leads to creation of shadow IT, because normally in companies, in large companies, the IT processes take forever. They take a long time. But if you have to be agile and flexible, then you need to create shadow IT processes and application programming interfaces or apps-driven IT environment is something that is bound to be something which is very good. So look, I can give you many, many more examples from personal learning, but also from my travel across the globe. But this is almost like a four-step journey. A four-step journey where any company can choose the path or the process they are in, the stages on which they are in, and then we can assist, we can help craft the whole plan and make sure that the process you want to choose, depending upon the journey you are on, or depending upon what your life cycle and what your maturity curve on the IT infrastructure is. And we can, because we have the solutions, we have the services, we have the products to make it real and come together. And really to give your business the competitive edge that it really requires to stay ahead and be successful forever. So that really is the journey that would be possible. And really from my perspective, welcome to the world of digital. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Rajiv Srivastava, for a very invigorating address and presentation. I request Ms. Sunita Quadras, Vice President and Business Head, ETH, to present Mr. Srivastava with a small memento as a token of our appreciation.
Thanks so much.